So, I hope everybody appreciates my shirt. Two on topic. Today's topic is wickets. Do you want to go first or you want to go second? Doesn't matter.
You can go first. Let's go first. Then we can wrestle.
Yeah. This is what I will go to the man on. So, I used to do wickets. I don't anymore for a couple reasons. One, I kind of, just subconsciously, if everybody's going in one direction, I want to, I probably want to go the other way.
Zig with everybody's eggs.
Yeah, exactly. So one, I think it takes a lot of time setting up wickets. Full disclosure, I use wickets for coaching long jumpers. There's a toe, flat pattern, and I think wickets are very helpful in that regard. But from a sprinting standpoint, your stride length is different than my stride length. The way that wickets are set up, ironically, if I was working with just a singular athlete, I think wickets would be appropriate. Mm-hmm. However, when you see 40 kids, and there's a really good sprint coach in Milwaukee, he's got he's got a nice setup, but everybody's stride length is different. So, why am I using Usain Bolt's stride patterning, when I'm not Usain Bolt, So a lot of time, for something that really doesn't make an impact on the total sprint. And by that I mean, so the biomechanics of maximal, when you're in that max velocity phase, your sprint mechanics are different than in your acceleration phase. So my understanding is that wickets are, now there's one athlete that told me that their coach told them that wickets help you with max velocity, but why are you having them, if you do wickets, it's at the, normally it's when people are starting. So it looks like it's in the acceleration phase.
Exactly.
So why are you doing acceleration phase stuff to get you ready for max V? That doesn't make sense. So for me, a lot of time, it's not specific to individual athletes. I don't think it's specific to, where it's most important. And I just feel like they're, wall marches, boom switches, wall marches, boom, boom switches, stairs. There are so many other ways, single leg starts. We have so many other drills that actually can get the job done. I mean, by the time, I don't know how long it takes you to set up your wickets. It would take me like 5 minutes to make sure it was right, and maybe a little bit less. But then, the other thing is too, so I've seen people do wickets with like 12-inch hurdles. We did, I think, like 5 wickets, and they were 6 inches high. But I don't even feel like if a kid is sprinting, I don't think that their feet get to 6 inches. So again, that's something that's problematic to me. Are we training the demand as opposed to, keeping up with people on Instagram? Oh, this is cool, so I'm going to do it. So did I do it? Absolutely. Would I do it in the future? If it really made a difference, sure. But at this point, when I've got a number of athletes and I want to reinforce that whole 6-8 inches ahead of the body, toe midfoot, there's better ways to get that done.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Floor's yours. Floor's yours. So let's go.
We use wickets every single day. We do wickets. But a couple things. You're not wrong. It is not individual, right? It is not individual. So how we manage that is we have multiple lines. So we have lines that increasingly get further and further apart for our faster athletes, our taller athletes, our athletes that can generate more force, right? And people change as the season goes on, as Absolutely. They start to move better.
Right.
Why do we use them is the biggest thing. Why? So one, it's biomechanics. I'm trying to get the kids to think about running faster and how they move when they run faster.
Absolutely.
Because we don't do a lot of fast running as distance athletes, right? If I'm going to send them out for a 45-minute easy run, they're not going to run as well as they would when they're on the track running fast.
Right.
So we use this as actually part of our warm-up to be able to sneak in some added strides, as people will call them.
Yep.
But I think of it as faster running. And
Yeah.
we use 10 wickets. We give them like a 10-foot run in, and they're trying to run really well into the wickets. We don't time them. I'm not as worried about the speed. I'm more worried about with how well they move.
Right.
So for me, it's a movement pattern.
The eye test.
It's the eye test, right? It's
Yep.
a movement thing. And I'm looking and saying, nope, you need to go to the next line because where they're striking on close center of their hips, or are they falling in front of them because they're actually getting too much power and they have to put their foot down too quickly because the wickets are too close together. So
Right.
a lot of it is me standing next with the eye test to make sure that this kid's in the right line.
Absolutely.
And we move them around. So I like it there from a movement pattern standpoint. From a time investment standpoint, I'm at practice early. Right? The kids are messing around talking. I'm just stepping out with my feet and setting up the hurdle. So I don't think it's a big investment. I also have kids come over and help set it up. So
That's
it's
true.
it's a thing where we teach the kids,
There's
we talk
ownership.
about it. There's ownership, right? We want to build the leaders of tomorrow, so we give them the opportunity to lead. So that's where some of these kids take it upon themselves.
You bet.
So for me, I don't think it's a huge time commitment, but I have the time, right?
Yeah.
I know it's not specific, but that's not my reasoning. We don't do these anymore before speed training, right? Because it
Whoa!
doesn't dictate.
Okay.
I use this before
Other days.
Other days. Like, so if we have a banded routine that we do before runs, then we have a drill routine, then we do our wickets, and then we go out for our run. So it's pre-run movement for us to sneak some faster running in, for us to sneak some biomechanic work in, not as a specific way to get them to run fast, because there's no way that they're going to be running at max velocity within these wickets. We don't set it up to each kid. So
Right.
because it's non-specific, I don't use it for that specific fashion, if that makes sense.
It totally does.
But that's the rationale for us. That's
Okay.
why we do it, yeah.
And you know, Coach Spencer is a distance coach. He's a head cross country coach and distance assistant coach here at Fort Atkinson. So, you know, for me, I work with distance athletes, mid-distance athletes, and sprinters, team sport athletes. However, your area of focus is really from the 400 all the way up to
400 to,
ultra marathon.
I guess, ultra marathoners.
Yeah,
ultra marathoners.
absolutely. So the ask is a little bit different. However, does it reinforce certain biomechanical positions? Absolutely. Yeah, it's just, you know, a matter of preference.
It's a matter of preference.
Yeah,
Yep.
absolutely. So
We can agree to disagree.
yeah, well, we
With
can
an
disagree
asterisk.
to agree.
Yeah, that's right.
No, absolutely. All right, you guys. Thank you.